This document has been the source of confusion for hundreds of people over the past few days.
Still confusing as all
the way I read the
is the new rule based on
I know it's confusing, but don't worry, I got you. Alright, how do I turn this? Let's look at this document. Where did it even come from? This started out as a rule change idea. Basically, each year up until June 10th, anyone with a USA Pickleball membership has the right to suggest a rule change. Then on June 30th, the USA Pickleball Rules Submission Coordinator takes all of these rule change suggestions and sends them to their first stop at the IFP. The IFP is the International Federation of Pickleball. A subset of the IFP is the Rules Committee, which is made up of members from all over the world as seen here. Their goal is to gather information on the rules and recommend rule revisions. This year there were 71 rule change suggestions or ideas sent to the IFP Rules Committee. Each member votes on each idea using a scale from 0 to 10, where 10 is the highest score and means that this rule should be accepted without question, and 0 is the lowest score and means that it would be absolutely ridiculous if this rule was adopted. After each of the 7 members vote, that score is added up and then divided by 7 to get an average, which stands as the final score. If that score is above a 5, then that rule suggestion is considered IFP Rules Committee approved. Each of these ideas above a 5 is then sent to the IFP Rules Revision Committee. The Rules Revision Committee then decides on the proper language for the accepted rule idea. Then that information is entered into what's called the change document. Last year, the change document was 77 pages. It tells what the current rule is, what the new rule is, and the reason why it's being changed. This is great to look back on and understand how the game has evolved over time. So let's look back at this document. We now see the original proposed rule suggestion, how it was written, and then below that is the IFP Rules Committee take on that, and for some reason it's in all capital letters. And then at the bottom you can see the IFP voting details with 7 numbers ranging from 0 to 10, and then the average of those 7 numbers. After all of that is done, the change document and all of the IFP Rule Committee approved ideas are sent to the USA Pickleball Rules Committee. This committee consists of Simone Jargine, Ken Schoonover, Jeff Shank, Karen Parrish, and Mark Pfeiffer, and the newest member, Rob Cassidy. These 6 people vote on each rule change idea, and if the majority is in favor of the idea, then it is given a status of pass. But hold up, that doesn't mean the idea is now a rule. What if the voting is tied 3 to 3? Well, they just consider that a null vote because this committee doesn't decide the rules either. Just like the IFP, they review the ideas, vote on them, and then pass them along to the next group of people, the USA Pickleball Board of Directors. All of the IFP Rules Committee approved ideas, all of the ideas with less than a score of 5, the change document, and the USA Pickleball Rules Committee voting results are all sent to the Board of Directors for final approval. When you go to the About Us page on the USA Pickleball website, first you hear Rob Cassidy tell you that
it's like chess meets boxing.
And then if you scroll down a bit more, you'll see the names of the Board of Directors. These are the people with the power. They are scheduled to meet on October 28th, and they're the ones who have the final say in what actually becomes a rule or not. Traditionally, they vote along with the recommendations from the IFP and USA Pickleball, but they do have the power to rule however they would like. So let's look at this form one more time. The initial proposal was that the ball should be held in the palm of the hand and then tossed up with minimal spin applied. And then it was sent to the IFP who was like, yeah, we agree with about 77% of that, but here's our recommendation. Instead of the palm of the hand, let's just make it the non-paddle hand. Then USA Pickleball got a hold of it and were like, okay, first of all, let's turn off caps lock and then make this a little bit more clear. Sure, we'll only use our non-paddle hand to release the ball, and that release must be super visible, and if it's not, well, we'll just replay the point. And now this rule change idea sits in the hands of the Board of Directors. To sum it all up, the chainsaw serve is still legal today. The IFP and the USA Pickleball Rules Committee voted to get rid of the chainsaw, but keep one-handed serves, and now the USA Board of Directors is going to vote on it, and it's pretty likely that we'll still be able to use one-handed spin serves next year.